I'm repainting the engine bay again for the third time, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that. Got this thing. It cost me like $100. Big ass. I'm hoping my car fits inside. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm planning to put it here because then I can like feed the guide ropes. Apparently they're called guide ropes. Kind of sexist, but through the gap in the garage and then sort of bolt it or something up on the back side. I'm not sure. Just try and hold it in place because it does get kind of windy here sometimes. I don't want to have a repeat of last time I was painting my engine bay where the entire gazebo like crumpled and folded and broke. But that's the plan anyway. Moving the car over there. Everything has got to get completely stripped out again. Got some paint on the way. Ready to properly professionally paint this thing once and for all. At least the engine bay anyway. I painted this once and I'm an idiot and I used the wrong hardener for the clear coat, so it was just like gummy. Like anytime water got on it, it would like soak it. Like it was like your fingers pruning. Stripped all that out and then rattle canned it, but I don't know if you can see, it doesn't take much to just get rid of all the paint. And for that reason, we are painting it for the third time. I hit something. I did. It says 4 people to assemble it and it takes an hour and a half. What do you think? What do you reckon? Because I reckon this is going to take me longer than I have battery left on this camera. So see you after it's done. It's been about 35 minutes. We got this far. 100 liters of water in here, like 40 liters of water in there. There's a random computer desk in the corner. I think it's pretty solid at this point. Working inside of a tent, really hot. So I've taken a wall off and put a fan in. I should have done everything before setting the tent up. Also, now finding out that it's going to be windy as shit tonight and tomorrow, and then there's no wind the next day, but then wind for the next 3 days after that. So that's delightful and smart on my part. Alright, well, all this has to come out pretty much. Time to take the wheels off. Ooh, shit. Gambling time. 17! I gambled right. Anyway, now I do that on the other side. Oh my god, dude, this thing is such a mess. Oh, last time I just hung it off to the side, and that was okay, but I want to, like, get rid of it this time. My car appears to be... Oh, there's even one right there. My car is somewhat spider-filled. Why won't you come out? After like 5 minutes and an injury, I got it out. That thing out. When I put the clutch pedal in, way under there, I had to rip literally all of it out. I wish my plan for this car had been more concise since the beginning, but I've changed my mind on what I'm doing and get a couple of times. What the fuck? I hope I didn't break that off. Oops. Anyway, so I could have gotten, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone, but I didn't. I feel like I'm wrangling a snake. This is the most naked this car has ever been. In case you're curious as to why I want to repaint it, it's so bad. I swear every time I touch something or tap my fingers, like my hand goes, it's like lemonade, man. It's all carbonated in my fingers. I feel like that's probably bad. Wire wheels are great until you need to get like in a corner. Going back to the sandblaster. We unfortunately have to take a momentary break. My girlfriend's car's basically a bolt fell off the exhaust. I think for reasonably obvious reasons I'm not gonna be getting much done on the car today, because this tree is terrifying. It is completely rotted out on the inside, so the chance of that falling down is kind of large, and I'd rather not be under it when it happens. So the wind and the rain are gone. A little bit of water managed to sneak in. Not bad over here, but got a little bit of rust there, but that's not too bad. I've gotten it now to a point where it's like all the stuff that I can't reach, I'm gonna have to sandblast it out. But otherwise, it is looking very smooth, very nice. Before I can actually start painting it, I need a seam sealer. Ignore the block nose, by the way, I have terrible allergies, but I need seam sealer to fill in all the shit. The weather sort of seems to be okay-ish for now. Got everything masked off, prepped, ready to go. I just need to wipe it down, so I've got some paint thinner loaded into this. They came out half decent. There were like a couple spots I missed. So I'm going to sand back this primer. If I need to do another layer of primer, I will. Then the top coat over the top, which is the same color, just a different finish on it. I should be able to make it look really nice. Even if it isn't, the main thing that I care about with this engine bay is that it's A, black, and B, not gonna rust. So as long as I've achieved those things, I'm actually really happy. It's been a couple of days, I've let it cure for a while. There is absolutely some shit in the paint down here, so either I didn't notice that or it flew in, but I'm gonna go with I didn't notice that because I'm stupid, and that sounds like something I would do. I just need to scuff everything back to be able to paint anymore. I also missed that, but I'm going to use this as like a test section because I want to sand it back so I can repaint it, but I'm going to use that as an opportunity to see how well it's actually stuck to the metal. I'll take it. I'm so sick of working on this engine bay. I just want to move on to the fun stuff. Yo! I don't know, I think I've recorded a couple hours of stripping paint and sanding and grinding and all that shit. I'm not going to bother filming this entire thing again. I've pretty much done the entire engine bay. There's like still some shiny bits though that I kind of want to, go over again, make sure it's all properly scuffed up. I'm running into a problem though, where I am burning through the edges a little bit. So I'm gonna try and like lay the edges on real thick, and when I scuff it again, ready to do the top coat next time, I'm just gonna try and avoid burning through the edges. But if I do, I'll probably just mix up some paint and hand brush it on there or something. Yeah, alright, see you in like right now. I've noticed that there is some pretty milky, oily feeling substance in here, and there's what appears to be oil in here, which means this compressor is bad, which means I'll end up with oil in my paint, and I don't want that. So turns out it was majorly overfilled. Supposed to be halfway up the sight glass, but it was all the way at the top. That is how much oil came out, and that shit is dark. It looks cooked even though there is no combustion happening inside of that thing. It's a fucking air compressor. So we got some cheap shitty oil to replace it with. Just gonna flush it out and put some more in there, and then clean out the air hose of all the oil. That's fixed. The problem that I still have is there's oil in the hose. Now, I had the bright, genius, very smart idea of putting paint thinner in the moisture trap so that it would then suck it up through the hose, spit it out through the hose, get rid of all the oil. What I didn't take into account is that paint thinner degrades the fuck out of plastic, and there is now a very obvious ridge in there where it has thinned the plastic out. So, off to buy a new fucking moisture trap, which is cool. Air compressor is fixed, it's clean. Unfortunately, I have to paint it tonight because tomorrow and the day after I'm working, and then beyond that is rain. That sucked. I could not get the paint to come out the fucking gun. Just means that the finish on there is really weirdly uneven now. I forgot to record the prep work, but it would have been boring anyway. Ooh, Jesus Christ, that is everywhere. I'm definitely going to get cancer from that. Dude, what the f- It was so still, and then just out of nowhere. Paint job sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure I said on camera at the beginning that as long as it's black and it's protected from rust, I'll be happy. I definitely think at some point in like a future video, I want to redeem myself. So I'm probably gonna do a DIY paint job again for the whole car this time, once all the body work is done, which is gotta come after all the mechanical work is done. So there's a fair bit before then, and I'm hoping I might get a little bit of practice on some things here and there. But I have high hopes for when I paint like the whole car, because engine bays are probably the trickiest thing to paint on a car. Like, there's no flat surfaces, it's all weird, tricky geometry and all that. And there is a good list of things that I know I want to do differently for next time. This is the boring stuff that we've done so far, the welding and the painting. No one cares, okay? But my bank account is starting to get fatter. I'm getting more money at the moment, so soon we'll be able to start on the mechanical stuff. And that's what I'm the most excited for, easily, because I've been wanting to do that this whole time. Also a little bit nervous, I can't lie. But let's not forget just how insane this car is going to be once it's done, okay?